Hello everyone, welcome to Homeovision. Myself Dr. Naveen. Today we will discuss the introduction to repertory. This is a basic concept. When we were studying BHMS, we have subject repertory in third year and final year, but in CBDC batches it's started from first year itself. So we will start from basics. So the today's concept is introduction to repertory. At the end of the class, we will be able to understand the definition of repertory, what is repertorization, what is the need for a repertory, what are the uses of repertory, and what are the limitations of repertory. Coming to definition of repertory. Repertory, it is a systematically and logically arranged index to homeopathic mathematica, which is full of information collected from toxicology source, drug proving, and clinical experience. So what is repertory? Repertory, it is a systematically and logically arranged. So what we will arrange? We will arrange the symptoms, that is in the form of rubrics. So it is the index to homeopathic mathematica. Repertory, it is a index to the homeopathic mathematica. So where we will get all these symptoms or rubrics. These symptoms and rubrics are collected from toxicology source, drug proving, and clinical experiences. So these are the sources of mathematica from this repertory is constructed. The repertory helps us to find out the required symptoms together with a group of medicine having a different grade. In repertory, it helps us to find out the required symptoms together with a group of medicine having a different grade. It is the connecting link between mathematica and disease. It is the bridge between mathematica and disease. Next is, what is the need for a repertory? This is a 3 marks question which can be asked in the theory exam. The homeopathic mathematica is ever enlarging. The number of medicine as well as the clinical experiences are increasing day by day. Hence, to accommodate all this growing information, repertory is needed. So, day to day, many homeopathic doctors are proving and they are having a enlarged clinical experiences. So, many symptoms and many clinical provings are going on. So, to accommodate all this growing information, repertory is needed. These days, approximately 5,000 plus medicines are known to the profession, and each medicine has a vast symptomatology. Next, coming to repertorization. The process of repertorization is essentially a logical elimination of apparently similar medicines. During the process of repertorization, we logically eliminate the apparently similar medicine. It starts with broad choice and gradually narrows down the field, which provides us an adequate and small group of similar medicine, so that the final selection of the simillimum is made easier with the help of further reference to mathematica. So during the process of repertorization, it always starts with the broad choice and it gradually narrows down the field, which provides us an adequate and small group of similar medicine. So in the starting, when we are doing repertorization, there are the many number of remedies are appearing. So after repertorization, it will narrows down to small number of medicines, and the final selection of the simillimum is made easier with the help of further reference to mathematica. At the end, we will compare the remedies in the mathematica and we will prescribe. So this is repertorization. Dr. Pierre Smith quotes, "No one can know everything, and that is why, in all honesty, one must admit that conscientious homeopathic doctor can practice homeopathy in a serious and really scientific way without a repertory. To meet the challenge of exploring mathematica, the homeopathic repertory was born." This is the statement by Dr. Pierre Smith. Next, coming to uses of repertory. This is the 3 marks or 5 marks question for theory exam. So what are the uses of repertory? We will see one by one. First one, to find out the simillimum. So in the given case, to find out the simillimum, repertory is useful. Next is as a reference book to recall the medicine, to expand our knowledge by giving remedies for the keynotes in acute cases, and characteristic symptoms can be noticed in appropriate repertory. So to recall the medicines and to give prescription in acute cases and to know the characteristic symptoms, repertory is needed. Next is helps in the study of mathematica. Through repertory and through reverse repertorization, we can study mathematica also. helps to find out the complete symptom. So the rubrics which are very characteristic and which have having a complete symptom. So if we use those symptoms, we will study the Metramedica symptoms and the complete symptoms. Next is helps in the formulating the questions. So during case taking, we will get many rubrics, so we can formulate the questions during case taking. And Repertory, it refreshes his knowledge of Metramedica. So Repertory, while studying Repertory, we can also refer Metramedica. From that, our Metramedica knowledge is also increases. It helpful for the selecting drug for a second prescription. So after the first prescription, what we prescribe for follow-up, that is second prescription. So Repertory is also helpful in selecting the drug for second prescription, and it is a source of information. Next, the cross references help us to select the right rubric amongst the similar rubric. So cross references, we will see in further classes what are cross references. So these cross references are very helpful in giving the right rubric or finding the right rubric. Next, clinical rubrics and pathological journals helps in the study of homeopathy in relation to modern pathology. While competing with allopathic doctors or Ayurvedic doctors, we have to be up to the point or up to the modern pathology. So many clinical rubrics and pathological journals, they are related to modern pathology. Next, the computer repertories helps in speedy retrieval of the known facts. So computer repertories, they will give fast information, so that we will refresh the knowledge of Metramedica and Repertory. We all know that every subject has its own limitation. So Repertory has also some of the limitation. We will see what are the limitations of Repertory. This might be asked for 5 marks question in theory exam. So the first limitation is gives a small group of medicine with different grades, but not the final remedy. So while solving the case, if we do repertorization, it gives a narrow choice. So it gives 4 to 5 remedies, but it's not give a final remedy. So this is one of the limitation, and the grading will also change in different remedies. Different repertories by different authors follow their own philosophy and plan of construction. So this is also one of the limitations of Repertory. So many authors who have written or authored the Repertory, they follow their own philosophy. For example, Kant follows generals to particular, that is a different philosophy. Like that, many authors, they follow their own philosophy. Every Repertory is useful. Unfortunately, not one is complete, even though Metramedica is ever enlarging. So this is one of the major limitation of Repertory. All Repertories are useful, but those all Repertories are not complete Repertory. Next is Repertory does not include potency, dosage and repetition of remedies. Nowadays, computer repertories are giving the information about potency and dosage, but that is not accurate. It always depends on the experience of the doctor or homeopathic physician. Handling of Repertory cannot be an independent knowledge in Metramedica, organon of philosophy and clinical subject. So handling of Repertory, it is not solely dependent on Repertory. We should also know Metramedica knowledge, organon knowledge and clinical subject knowledge. Next drawback is nosodes are not represented properly, even though modern repertories having nosodes. So many repertories don't have nosode, even though the practitioner he uses in his practice, but he does not include it in his repertory. For example, Kent uses many nosodes, but he does not include it in his repertory. So these are the uses and limitations of Repertory. The main source of this presentation is Essential of Repertorization by Dr. Shashikant Tiwari. Thank you. Follow us on Instagram, like and subscribe for future reference. Thank you.